Well, hey there, Fox family. Hope everybody's doing amazing like always. Nothing but prayers and blessings to each and every one of you and your families. So, as you can see, oh man, it is just an over-the-top beautiful day. Nova and I are up at Fox Holler Homestead, and we have actually something really special that we're going to share with you. So one of the things that we have watched numerous homestead videos, and one of the things that we watched was a video about initially moving up to the homestead and how we have so many different things that we want to do as gardens and animals, and you know, the list goes on. And but a lot of times that is not feasible, not when we first move up, because honestly we have so much stuff that we need to plan, so many things that we need to get in line as far as just getting up here. That's huge. That is huge in itself. Now, being is that we're still in the process of permits, as far as building a house, that's going to take a while. But in the process of this, we have, again, moving all the way up here, getting settled, getting comfortable. I mean, that's a huge part of it. But we don't want to hold back on growing, and we need to understand that there's a fine line between growing stuff and, you know, let's say starting a big greenhouse, which is what we want to do. We want to build a big greenhouse and be able to be self-sufficient as much as we possibly can within our means, in concerns to vegetables, etc. But one of the things that, well, being is that we can't do that initially right off the bat, one of the things that we can do, which is amazingly healthy, is grow mushrooms. And because we are in such a moist, temperate environment in Western Washington, we're at the foothills of the Cascade Mountains, mushrooms grow abundant here. And so that was one of the things that we really love adding to our meals, and something that is very beneficial. And it really depends on what kind of mushrooms you like, the textures and the flavors, and you know, the list just goes on and on. Mushrooms are there's such a variety of mushrooms. And anyway, I'll just continue talking and talking. I'm gonna stop that. But one of the things that was really cool is for Valentine's Day, I know it's a little early, and it is what it is, but I got Regina some shiitake mushrooms. Now, we've never actually grown these, but I specifically went for the plugs. Now, this is not something that we've ever done before, and I was thinking, for some reason, maybe I didn't read the full description, I was thinking, yeah, well, we're gonna do these plugs. We've got tons of shady, beautiful logs around here, and I was thinking for some reason we could use like an old stump or a log. But once the directions came, I started to read a little bit farther into it, and it specifically says not to choose a log that has been cut or that has been older than 3 to 6 months. Now, yes, older than 3 months. And the reason why is because they have a tendency to dry out, and obviously mushrooms need a moist, shady environment to grow. Well, that changed our plans a little bit, but it did not slow me down. So as you can see, I'm sitting on a log right here. This is part of that power pole. It's actually the extended part that we cut off. It definitely was not cut 3 months ago. It was just cut a week ago. So one of the things that we're gonna do is we're gonna utilize this. Now, I could probably use it for firewood, but it's all good. Excuse me. I wanna be able to grow Regina an amazing garden of mushrooms. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna show you the tools. I'm gonna show you everything that we need, and then we'll get to it. By the way, I'm Dusty. This is Fox Holler Homestead. We're glad you're here. Okay, so off the bat, what we're gonna use is you're gonna need post hole diggers. Now, you don't necessarily need a post hole digger, but it's something that I want to do. I think that what I'd like to do is actually stand this log vertical. It did say something about standing the log vertical instead of horizontal, laying it on the floor, or on the forest floor. Next thing we're going to use is a drill bit, and the reason why we need drill bits is because these little plugs they need to be a hole needs to be drilled in the log. We'll put the plug in there and then move on. So what it calls is for a 5/16 drill bit. And next thing we need, obviously, a drill, a hammer to hammer those plugs in. Now, once the plugs are in, we're gonna have to push them in a little bit farther, and you'll see in just a second. Next thing is we need the plugs. Now, we got 100 shiitake plugs, and we got them. Now, I'm not sponsored by these guys. I would love to be, and hopefully, you know, we can meet up someday. But really cool company. It's called Two Fun Guys. Are you a fun guy? And next thing is, once you put the plug in there, you're gonna want to hit it in a little bit farther, recess it in a little bit farther. And I just have this little plastic thing. I don't really know even what it's for, but it's actually perfect size, so I can pound those plugs in a little bit farther. Next thing you're gonna need is, they actually call for a very specific kind of wax, but it's not cheap. And one of the things, I've done a lot of research in concerns to this to see if I can just use a regular wax. The reason why, or the kind of wax that you can actually get away with, is paraffin, which is just your regular white household candle. Now, the reason why we're putting wax over the hole is so that the plug itself does not dry out, and the log doesn't dry out as well in the process. It keeps that moisture in there. So that's what we're gonna do, melt wax over the hole itself to keep them nice and fresh. And obviously, you need a lighter to light the candle. But hopefully that made sense. Let's get to it. There we go, that actually works a little bit better. I decided to use a Phillips bit and a flat end. It actually works a little bit better. That other one had it was kind of flimsy. Nice. So another cool thing is that on the directions, what it said was that you want to keep them just about 5 inches apart in rows. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna keep on doing this, do one row, and it's really hard to see them once you hit them in there. So I don't want to drill a bunch of holes, put them all in there, and lose where they are. Nova. Good thing about this is that I don't have to go very deep. This isn't this piece of log is not very tall, and it's basically just to hold it vertical. Now, from what I have read and from what the directions say, needs to be vertical. So when the mushrooms come out, they can grow up, grow into little clusters. I am super excited. Wish I'd have got into this earlier, or in consideration to growing mushrooms, but it's all good. Like I said, not sure if I mentioned this before, but the grow time is, or actually germination grow time is somewhere around 6 to 12 months. So I was hoping it would be tomorrow. But yeah, that cool little area. It's a nice little spot next to a cedar tree. Cedar are very known for being around somewhat moist areas. That's where they grow the best. It's where they thrive the best. So I honestly believe that this is going to be a really cool little area. And within 6 to 12 months, we'll have some shiitake mushrooms. Fingers crossed. But yeah, it's another learning curve. It's another thing that that we're adding to the homestead, and something that we can look back on and feel better about ourselves for actually doing something like this. And I know that so many of you guys relate to this in consideration of growing our own food, raising our own meat, and the list goes on. All these different projects that we attack, and that a lot of them are intentional, many are not intentional. And I'd actually spoke to the Elders Homestead, Mackenzie and Dan. Nothing but love to each and every one of you guys. They have been a huge support, so you guys check them out. One of the things that that Mackenzie was saying as far as their homestead goes is that Dan has had to become a plumber, an electrician, a carpenter, and the list goes on. And we end up being a jack of all trades. Master of none, but a jack of all trades. And that, I just think that that's so exciting. I think it's just amazing, and it's something that we can share with our kids, something that Regina and I get to share with each other. And I love projects. I love being able to do something hands-on. This is where I thrive the most, is out in the woods. And looks like Nova does too, wherever she is. She's just off. She just, as an older girl, every time we come up here, and it's going to get even better, I let her out of the truck and she just takes off. She just got an amazing spirit about her. Huh, Nova? Oh, baby, come here. Come here, babies. Come here. Oh. Love you. But I really sincerely appreciate you guys coming on this journey, and hopefully you learned something. I learned something, as this is my first time doing mushrooms as well. And we actually had some other ones that are not entirely here yet. They're the chicken, I'm gonna say chicken of the forest. I know that that's not what they're called, but it's all good. That'll be another process itself. So until next time, if you like this video, please go ahead and like that, like the video, that little button thing, the hands up thing. And if you want to see more of this, we're going to do lots and lots of more. It's going to keep on getting better and better. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and we'll have nothing but wonderful content for you. And also check out these other homestead pages. I mean, we have nothing but a huge loving community out there. And again, I've got nothing but love for each and every one of you and your families. I hope nothing but the best and blessings to you. And until next time, I'm Dusty. Nova's over there. This is Foxholler Homestead. We really appreciate you coming. We'll see you soon.